Good morning, my dear students. My name is Twayna and I am currently available at the Hamlet Tuition Center, Brahmatul, Kathmandu and Kumudini Kunja Secondary School, Kalimati, Kathmandu. It is established in 2036 BS, and since its establishment, it has dedicated itself for knowledge and wisdom. My dear students of grade 9, this is your science class, and in your science class we have been discussing about the lesson classification of plants and animals. In our previous class we discussed about the phylums Annelida and Arthropoda. Okay, Annelida and Arthropoda. In today's class we are going to discuss about the phylum Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata. Okay, let us go through phylum Mollusca at first. Mollusca, they are the invertebrate animals which have soft muscular body without external appendages. They have soft body and they are made up of muscles. They have soft muscular body and they don't have any external appendages. They don't have legs. Okay, that kind of invertebrates, they are kept in the phylum Mollusca. Okay, so some examples of mollusca are Pila, this garden snail, also known as garden snail, Pila, and then snail means the snails which are found in ocean or in water. Okay, sea snail or aquatic snail, and then slug. Slug means Chiplecura. Okay, slug and octopus. Well, octopus are also mollusca. They also have soft body, soft muscular body, and they don't have appendages. They have tentacles, but the tentacles are not appendages. They are not legs. Okay. Now, the major feature of phylum Mollusca are as follows. See, their body is triploblastic. I have already told you, triploblastic means their embryo has 3 layers of tissues. They are endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Okay, and let me tell you one more thing. They are the most developed creatures in the subkingdom Invertebrata. Among invertebrates, they are the most developed creatures, and they have all the organs that are found in fish except for internal bones. Except internal bones or endoskeleton, they have all of the organs which are developed in fish. So they are at par with the fishes. Okay, so digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system and nervous system are well developed. Their body is soft, muscular and lack external legs. Most of them have external cover made up of calcium salts which are called shell. Okay, most of the mollusca, they have external covering, external hard covering, and these are made up of calcium salts, so they are very hard and they form the protective covering, or they form the housing for these creatures. Okay, and that is known as shell, and reproduction in them is always sexual. Okay, these are the features, major features of phylum Mollusca. Let us go to next phylum, phylum Echinodermata, or some pronounce it as Echinodermata. Okay, Echinodermata or Echinodermata, whatever you say, whatever you prefer. Okay, Echinus means spines, kada. Echinus means spines and derma means skin. So the word suggests that these are the creatures, these are the animals whose skin is covered by spines. These are the animals whose skin is covered by spines. Okay, some examples of Echinodermata are starfish. starfish. Okay, and then sea urchin. Sea urchin, they looks like ball, yes, but they are just like starfish. Okay, starfish usually have 5 arms, but sea urchin they have several arms, and when all of the arms are curled up, they form a ball. Okay, okay, sorry, let me make a correction. This sea urchin, it does not have flaps like that of starfish. Actually, it is an exoskeleton, the hard covering, and all the vital organs are present inside that exoskeleton. Okay, and the covering, the skin is covered by several spines and tube feet. Spines help to protect them, it helps in their defense, and the tube feet help them to move from one place to another place. Okay, and then next we have a sea cucumber. It looks like cucumber, isn't it? Okay, its body also you can see is covered by several spines. In many parts of the world, sea cucumber are considered as the delicacy. Okay, let us go to next point. The major features of phylum Echinodermata. The first one, they are triploblastic. This I have repeated several times. Triploblastic means their embryo has 3 layers of tissues. Okay, and then secondly, they do not have distinct head. They don't have head. This is the only phylum of animal kingdom, or this is the only group of animals that do not have head, that don't have head, and their mouth is located in the posterior surface. Posterior means downward surface. Their mouth is present in the downward surface. Okay, and next they are triploblastic and radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical means their body can be divided into 2 equal halves when you cut them from different angle or different axis. Like if you cut the starfish from this axis, it will be divided into 2 equal halves, or if you cut it through this axis, then also it will be divided into 2 equal halves, or if you cut it through this axis, once again it can be cut into 2 equal halves, or you cut it from this axis, or you cut it from this axis. So there are 5 axes, through which it can be cut into 2. Okay, sorry for the technical problem with my mic. Okay, I was saying there are several axes through which it can be cut into 2 equal halves. That feature is known as radially symmetrical. Okay, and the next point, you can say external body surface is covered with spines. This is the most important characteristic feature of phylum Echinodermata. And next, they have well developed digestive, circulatory, nervous and excretory system. They have brain. Very interesting fact. They have brain, but they don't have head. Okay, okay. All other systems are well developed in Echinodermata, and they are unisexual. Unisexual means male and female reproductive systems are present in different individuals, and reproduction is always sexual. They always perform sexual reproduction. Well, starfish are known to perform through sorry, I forgot the term. Fragmentation and regeneration. Yes, starfish are known to perform fragmentation and regeneration as well. Okay, that much is about Echinodermata. Now let us go to next phylum, Chordata. I guess this is the word you are hearing for the first time. In your junior levels, you have been taught the Carl Linnaeus's 2 kingdom classification system, And Carl Linnaeus' two kingdom classification system does not have this phylum Chordata. Okay, that's why this is the new term for you. Chordata are the multicellular triploblastic animals. Multicellular triploblastic animals, and you can say beginning from nemathelminthus, starting from nemathelminthus, all of them are multicellular triploblastic animals. Nemathelminthus, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata, they are all multicellular triploblastic animals. But what is different in Chordata? It is notochord. Okay, the animals which have notochord, they are kept in phylum Chordata. Okay, now notochord means, look at this diagram. Notochord is the special structure that support the nerve cord. That means to say spinal cord. Okay, notochord is a special structure that support the spinal cord, and spinal cord is the extension of brain. Okay, up to Echinodermata, they don't have spinal cord. They don't have spinal cord, but in Chordata they have spinal cord, and spinal cord needs some support. That support is provided by a special structure called notochord. Okay, and in case of higher organisms, notochord is present distinctly in embryo stage, but later on the notochord merges with our vertebra. Okay, look at this diagram. This bright structure, it is the notochord. Yes, this notochord, it supports the spinal cord. It supports and protects the spinal cord. But as we grow and develop, our notochord, they become connected, or they become merged with our vertebra or vertebral column. Notochord is merged with our vertebral column, and the vertebral column protects the spinal cord. Okay, so notochord is the special feature present only in Chordata. Notochord is a special feature present only in Chordata. Some examples of Chordata are human, tiger, frog, fish, eulothrix, etc. Okay, now the major features of phylum Chordata are, they are triploblastic, definitely, yes, and they have notochord. This is the main feature. Notochord is a flexible rod supporting the body during embryonic development and contains spinal cord within. Yes, notochord is developed from ectoderm during embryonic development. I told you embryo is triploblastic, means embryo has 3 layers of tissues. They are ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Endoderm forms our alimentary canal. Mesoderm forms several organs such as heart, lungs. Okay, and ectoderm forms our skin, and ectoderm also forms our nervous system and notochord. Yes. Okay, notochord is present either throughout the body or part of the body. Some animals have notochord from head to tail. Some animals have notochord only in the head region. Some animals have notochord only in the tail region. Some animals have notochord in early life cycle stage, but they vanish in later life stages. Okay, or in some animal notochords are absent in early life stage and they appear or they develop in later stage. Okay, so based on the presence of notochord, whether it is present throughout their body, or it is present in part of their body, or it is present throughout their life cycle, or it is present only at certain stage of life cycle, they are divided into several subphylums. Okay, but we don't need to study about this subphylum, so I have not included them here. But in our classification scheme, we have mentioned the subphylums. Okay. Okay. So look here. Some chordates have notochord only in embryonic stage and disappear in adulthood. And next characteristic feature, they have well developed digestive, circular, nervous, excretory and respiratory system. So almost all of the body systems are well developed in chordata, and they are always unisexual and reproduction is always sexual. Any confusion in phylum Chordata? Okay, let me go back to the classification scheme. I have to go way up. Okay, at the beginning of our class. I have to go back to the beginning of our class. Okay, so this is the actual chart, isn't it? This chart shows the classification of kingdom Animalia. Here phylum Chordata, you can see there are 4 subphylums. Hemichordata means they have notochord in embryonic stage, but when they become adult, their notochord vanishes, disappears. Okay. Urochordata, they have notochord only in their tail region. Cephalochordata, they have notochord only in head region. Vertebrata, look, Vertebrata is actually subphylum of phylum Chordata, but in Carlinius's 2-class kingdom system, Vertebrata is kept as the subkingdom. Yes, subkingdom in Vertebrata and subkingdom Vertebrata. But in Whitaker's 5-kingdom classification system, Vertebrata is the subphylum of phylum Chordata. Vertebrata, they have a notochord from head to tail throughout their body, not just in tail, not just in head, but throughout their body, and they have notochord in all their life stage, in their embryonic stage as well as adult stage. But in Hemichordata, notochord is present only in embryonic stage, not in adult stage. But Vertebrata, they have notochord throughout their life stage. Okay. Okay, we are going to discuss about the subphylum Vertebrata. Okay, subphylum for Vertebrata, the animals which possess notochord in their entire life cycle and present from head to tail are kept in subphylum Vertebrata. They are also referred as vertebrates, and it has 5 classes. Well, before we study about 5 classes of vertebrates, let us discuss some major features of vertebrates. And vertebrates, their features can be compared as homeothermic versus poikilothermic. Homeothermic means warm-blooded animals. Poikilothermic means cold-blooded animals. Okay, homeothermic, warm-blooded; poikilothermic, cold-blooded animals. Homeothermic animals, they have heat generating mechanism within their body. They have heat generating mechanism within their body, so they can warm up their body on their own. That is why their body temperature always remains constant. Their body temperature does not change with environment. Okay, they are warm-blooded animal. Yes, whereas in case of poikilothermic, they don't have body warming mechanism. They don't have any body warming mechanism, and when until their cell does not reach at critical temperature, they cannot function properly. So they need to rely on sunlight. They need to rely on sunlight or the environmental temperature to warm their body. Okay, if the environment becomes cold, their body also becomes cold. If the environment becomes warm, their body also becomes warm. So these creatures, their body temperature changes with environment. They are called cold-blooded animals. And Because cold-blooded animals cannot generate their own heat, they do not become active. They are not active in winters and in cold places. Like in mountain region, you will not find any snake. Why don't you find any snake in mountain region? Because it is cold in mountain region, and snake is cold-blooded animal. Okay, in cold region, just notice this, only warm-blooded animals are found. Yes, if the temperature of body of an animal changes with environment, it is called poikilothermic animal or cold-blooded animal. If temperature of body of an animal remains constant despite the changes in the environment, are called homeothermic or warm-blooded animals. Homeothermic animals can adapt to very cold environment as well, whereas poikilothermic animals cannot adapt to cold. Okay, so some vertebrates are homeothermic, some vertebrates are poikilothermic. Next one is oviparous versus viviparous. Okay, oviparous, look at this diagram. Oviparous means egg-laying animals. Some animals or some vertebrates lay egg. Okay, they produce egg for reproduction, but some vertebrates give birth to live babies. They don't lay egg. Okay, now you can see inside egg there is an environment, aqueous environment for development of the embryo. Inside egg there is an aqueous environment for development of embryo. There is water and there is yolk. Yolk provides essential nutrients to developing embryo, and the shell protects the embryo from outside factors. Okay, so embryo develops inside yolk of the egg, inside the yolk of the egg, in case of oviparous animals. In case of viviparous animals, the embryo develops within the body of female. Okay, that means uterus. The embryo develops within the uterus. Uterus acts as the protective covering of for the embryo, and they have special structure called placenta. Okay, placenta. In Nepali we call it sal. Yes, placenta. Placenta provides nutrient to the baby. Placenta obtain nutrient from mother's blood, and that nutrient is supplied by placenta to the baby. So in case of oviparous animals, yolk provides nutrients to embryo, and in case of viviparous animals, placenta provides nutrients to embryo. In case of oviparous animals, embryo grows inside the cell, and in case of viviparous animals, embryo grows inside the uterus of the body of female. Okay, so these are the major differences between oviparous and viviparous animals. The animals that lay egg are called oviparous animals. The embryonic development occurs inside the egg. The egg yolk provides essential nutrients to the developing embryo. The animals that give direct birth to live babies are called viviparous animals. The embryonic development occurs inside the womb of female individual. The placenta provides essential nutrients to the developing embryo. Any confusion up to here? Well, if you have confusion, then you can call me anytime through messenger or Viber. Okay, next one is lungs versus gills. Well, some animals live in water and they absorb oxygen from water through their gills. Gills are specially adapted to absorb oxygen from water. Okay, and they cannot adapt on land because gills cannot extract oxygen from air. However, other animals, they live on land because they don't have gills but they have lungs, and lungs cannot absorb oxygen from water. Lungs absorb oxygen from air. Okay, so they cannot adapt in water. If they try to breathe in water, then the water will cover up the spaces of lungs. Yes, all these spaces called alveoli of lungs, and then your lungs will drown in water. Okay, that means you cannot breathe any longer. And the next feature, reproduction, it is always sexual. Always sexual. Any confusion up here? Okay, so today we will do only this much. In our next class we will discuss about the 5 classes of chordata: Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Avia and Mammalia. Sorry, not Avia, Aves. Type mistake. Aves and Mammalia. Okay, until then, good. Thank you, class.